Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Guys, I love my audience, right? But sometimes you people really disappoint me. You really do. Uh, Guys, this is a grift here, the Atari Hotel Grift, and I'm going to break it down for you. I watched a video this morning. My hair's getting long, look at that. I watched a video this morning from the Atari Information Report. And I'm going to link it down below so you guys can go watch it. This is a more technical breakdown. Let me start off by saying this is not financial advice of any kind. If you need financial advice, consult, right, your own personal financial advisor, because I don't know what kind of financial situation you're in. I can't give you advice. Now, with that said, I'm going to go deeper into the subject than he did, because there is one thing that he got wrong, and that is that this is not Atari. Okay, let me start off by saying that you're not investing in Atari. You're not investing in Atari stock. You're not getting anything from Atari. What this is a proposition, and I'm going to put links down below to the SEC paper, to the actual website so you guys can go see it. And, I'm just going to break it down for you. I'm going to be a little bit more technical and go more in depth, because you're not investing in the Atari company. And I don't want you guys to become these corporate simps, right? And I'll make a separate video about that, because that's really prevalent, especially in the retro community, something that I've been fighting for a long time. You're not investing in Atari. You're not investing. What you are doing is you're investing a separate LLC, right, that licenses the Atari name. Those are two very different things, right? For Atari, they license their name out, and people get to make products with it. Now, you can choose to do it any which way you want. You already license the product. This is not the best way, in my opinion, right? Because they're trying to raise $14 million, which is just a fraction of what you would need to build a hotel, for those of you who don't know that, right? So you're not getting any Atari stock. You are not getting any Atari ownership, and no Atari guarantee. So Atari's not building this. And buying in doesn't mean that you actually that a hotel is going to get built. This kind of project, in my estimation, right? And I hold a business degree. I'm a business analyst, okay? And I'm trying to give it to you in layman's terms, what the SEC papers read to me like, right? You need to do your own due diligence if you're stupid enough to invest in something like this. Go ahead and read it for yourself. Talk to your financial analyst for help. But the way I read it and I interpret it, and this is what I do for a living, right? It's not guaranteed to be used for construction. Not at all. There's several disclaimers, right? What this money is for, okay? And this is going to sound to a lot of people very reminiscent of what I explained with the Intellivision Amico. Hello, that should tell you everything. You're paying back insiders. You're redeeming ownership units. You're covering offerings, all the legal costs, right? You're reimbursing prior advances. Hello, paying ourselves first. The actual construction happens later if and only if financing happens. Okay? So that just because you gave money doesn't mean it's going to be built. This is not profit sharing that you can count on, right? This is what I talk about simping, where you're buying in just to say, well, yeah, I invested in this. I'm an owner of that. So what? You're just throwing your money away if it's not going to pay you back. The number one rule of investing is do not lose money. It's not even make money. It's do not lose money, at least in my humble opinion, right? They openly state that they do not expect contributions or distributions, to come anytime soon. If profits ever exist, the manager of the project decides what counts as distributable cash, right? If you're wondering how all that money came into, for example, projects like the Amico and other scams, how is it that they didn't, investors never got paid back? It's because somebody decides what the distributable cash is. It could be a penny. It could be $1 million. It could be whatever they decide. That's the way they set these contracts up. and they can decide when and if investors ever get paid. These people running the project, they have near total control, right? They do. The investors get very limited voting rights, right? This is like all projects do. Again, you can refer to all the other, video game grifts that we have seen before. You cannot easily transfer your stake to anybody else in case you want to sell it because, you're not comfortable with the deal that you're getting or you're not comfortable with the returns. What this is, guys, is brand nostalgia funding, right? Which is what a lot of these companies do. Whether you're talking about the Chameleon, they never got to do it. But for example, what Tommy did in the long run, when the investors, and what is the hook? The hook is nostalgia. The hook is the Atari brand, which they license. Again, it's not proper to say that this is Atari doing this. Atari licensed the name. They're choosing to build the hotel this way, right? Nobody's telling them to go get $14 million out of people. That's not the deal with Atari. So a lot of people are saying Atari, the uninformed, right? Say Atari's doing this. No, it's not. It's not actually Atari doing this. This is a separate LLC, and you could look at the company structure from the SEC filings. And probably what's the most complicated here is that you get people on the internet, on YouTube, on social media that, don't have any business experience and don't know what the hell they're talking about, and talk to these marketers who also don't care because they get commissions. All they want is people investing, right? They don't care about anything else. And people that are just ignorant and satisfied and saying, yeah, I was a part of it. I helped them build this. It's just nonsensical. It's just nonsensical. It's not a true investment in the sense that people are thinking about, I'm going to have part of Atari, or I'm going to have part of Atari's hotel. No, this is just a licensed product. It would be the same if they were building a doll, and they're crowdfunding for the doll. You're not part of Atari, you're just part of the action figure, right? And this is what people get wrong. And they don't understand the speculative nature of these things, right? Because the guys that are going to make money are the guys raising the money. They're the ones who's going to make the money, if any money gets made at all, and it's going to be your money. And it's up to you to decide whether or not you're going to be a simp for these companies, and just not buy into hype, FOMO, whatever you want to call it. Don't buy into this, guys. I'm going to put the links down below to all this stuff. Hey, if you want to waste money, join the channel to get all the outtakes, or you can buy me some coffee. I need to buy diapers and stuff. I didn't make any videos yesterday, guys, because my daughter had constipation. We laugh with my wife now that our biggest topic conversation is my daughter's constipation a lot of times. So yeah, I had to take a day off for that. We had to go to the doctor and stuff. But guys, don't fall into this stuff. Don't waste your money. Waste your money on video games. There's so much you can buy. Go buy Atari cards. Look, get yourself a real Atari product if you really want to support the company. But don't get into these, fake grifts. This is not Atari that you're investing in. And if anybody's telling you that you're investing into Atari, they are liars. This is a licensed deal. That's all it is, a branding deal. So you're not going to be owner of the Atari Hotel. You're not going to have any part of any major anything. It's just nostalgia simping long term. So take care of yourself. Like I told you before you invest in anything, guys, check with your financial advisor. If you don't have one and you have money to invest, maybe that's where your problems start. If you have money to invest, you should have some kind of advisor or some kind of plan. Go to your bank, go to a professional, do this kind of stuff. Don't listen to salespeople. Don't listen to me. Go find out on your own. Go get professional help. I got other things to do. I'm taking care of a kid. I don't have time to do your finances, right? The people that I do this work for pay me $500 just to read document. So, don't, it's going to be cheaper if you go to your bank, if you go somewhere where they have your best interest at heart. All right, humans, I will catch you on the next one. Take care.